Welcome to Seera Academy. In this video, we will be covering laws of indices, which is also the first subtopic of algebraic expressions from Edexcel Mathematics P1. So we will be discussing the rules and how to solve few questions. First of all, we will start with the notation. So the notation is, let's say if we have x to the power of 5. Now this power, we call it power. We also called it index and or exponent. And over here, this is called base. So the first rule of index law is, if we have base, if we now the index laws are only applied when you have the bases same. In this case, a to the power m multiplied with a to the power n. When the bases are same and when the bases are same and they are being multiplied, their powers are being added. So this becomes a to the power m plus n. For example, if you have x to the power of, let's say, 5 multiplied with x to the power of, let's say, 2, this will give you x to the power of 7. And just to clear things up, x to the power 5 also means that it is being multiplied 5 times. Okay, I'll use a different example because x and multiplication sign might get confusing. So if we say that, if let's say 2 to the power 5, this means that 2 multiply with 2 multiply with 2 multiply with 2 and then 2. So 5 times 2 is being multiplied 5 times. 2 multiply 2 and so on. So this 2 to the power 5 means this thing. So the second rule is, x, if let's say you have, second rule is a to the power m divided by a to the power n. This is equivalent to, in the previous rule, when two things, when we have the bases same and they are being multiplied, the powers add up. When the bases are same and they are being divided, the powers subtract. Now this becomes a to the power m minus n. A simple example would be, if let's say you have x to the power of let's say 6 divided by x to the power, let's say, 3, is equal to x to the power of 6 minus 3, which is equivalent to x to the power of 3. Then the next rule will be, I'll change the color, a to the power m bracket n. Now when the power is being when you have a power outside the bracket, it means that the two powers will be multiplying. So this means that a to the power m multiply n, which can also be written as a to the power mn. For example, let's say you have 2 to the power of 2 bracket to the power of, let's say, 5. So this will give you 2 to the power 2 multiplied with 5. This gives you 2 to the power of 10. And you can just check with the calculator as well, you will get the same answer of 2 to the power 2 and then whole bracket to the power of 5. You'll get the same answer as 2 to the power of 10. This rule is also applied if we have different bases. Let's say a and b is in the bracket, okay, and there is, let's say, p, and over here q, and outside you have n. So this gives you a to the power pn and b to the power qn. So the outside, so this power which is to the whole bracket, this is being multiplied inside with both p and q. For example, let's say if you had x to the power of 2 and y to the power of let's say 4, and you have outside power is 3. So this gives you x to the power 2 multiplied with 3, 6, and y to the power 4 3s are 12. So this is what it gives you. Let's say if you have a question which says simplify these expression, and we have this question over here. So to simplify this question using these three rules which we have learned previously, what you will do is you will use the first rule of multiplying the powers inside the bracket, which will give you 3 to the power of 3 x to the power of 6, because 2 multiplied with 3 divided, for division we will write the fraction, and x to the power of 4. This is equal to 3 to the power 3 x to the power of 6 divided by x to the power of 4. Then you can write this as 3 multiplying x to the power 6 over 3 to the power 3 multiplying x to the power 6 over x to the power of 4, right? This is being multiplied. So this is equivalent to 3 to the power 3 is 27, and now x to the power 6, so you can write this 6 minus 4, which is equivalent to 2. So x to the power 2. So this is your final answer. Now the fourth rule of indices is anything to the power of 0 will give you 1. A to the power 0 will always be equal to 1. So if the question is 2 to the power 0, then it will be 1. 100 to the power 0 is also 1. So anything to the power of 0 is 1, but except 0 to the power of 0. The fifth rule is a to the power of minus 1 is actually 1 over a. So anything to the power of negative number, it will be always, it means that it will be in fraction and it will come in the denominator. For example, if let's say you have 6 to the power of minus 2, this means that 1 over 6 square, which is equivalent to 1 over 36. So our last rule, which is the sixth rule, is a to the power 1 over m. So always remember that if you have anything in fraction, it is that root of that number. So this will be equivalent to ma. Let's say if we have a to the power 1 by 2, so this is the square root of a. If we have a to the power 1 by 3, this will be the cube root of a. And same is the case if let's say you have a to the power n over m. This will be equivalent to, we can write this as a, m, and n goes outside the bracket, right? Because we know this rule that anything outside the bracket, a, m, and n is there, so this is equivalent to a, m multiply with n, right? So we can write this, okay, sorry, this is 1 over m. So we can write this as like this, 1 over m, and outside n. When we open the bracket, it will eventually multiply and give you n over m. So this is equivalent to root of m, and outside the whole power to the power of n. So an example of this question can be, if we have 27 to the power of 2 over 3. So what does this mean? This means that we can write this as, you can just remove the bracket, there's no need for these brackets. Okay, so we can write this as 27 to the power 1 by 3, and 2 goes outside. This can be written as 27 cube root of 27 and square. This is equivalent to 3 square, which is then equivalent to 3 square is 9. So these are 6 rules of indices that you can see on your screen right now. If you follow these rules, the laws of indices, this topic will be very easily covered, which is topic 1.1 in Edexcel A levels. I hope you enjoyed the video and you have learned a lot from this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.